Do I look like shit?
Yeah, no.
I mean, did you check the voices again? How are
Yeah, it's pretty good. Not a big deal. Like it's gonna be fine.
we need to be loud, right?
Yeah, you've got to be a little bit loud. Although I've already like increased the
Adjusted
volume
the
and
volume,
everything.
whatever.
Yeah, adjusted the volume.
All right.
So on that day when we came to hostel and everything,
Yeah.
and we were talking downstairs on
Yeah.
sitting on that bench, you were talking about the trashes that are there in the university, and we are one of the part of that trashes, right?
Yeah.
So what are those trashes? What were you implying by that?
Basically, I was just feeling really low, so I reflected on my life, whatever I have done, and I realized, just like many other of my hostel mates,
Yeah.
there is a high possibility that I might end up like trash.
Which hostel mate have ended up trash? They're just like they're on the path, man. That on that day you was feeling so low that you were so depressed that you're not even figuring out that what are you speaking. Like
Yeah.
you're making everybody to be trash, and you're concluding that you are trash as well, which is not true because you're on the path, you're on the journey right now. It's not complete, it's not to the end.
I mean, just look around. It's okay. According to magazines, reports, anything, just check it out. 70 to 80% engineers are not employable in this country.
Well, this is something that I was talking to Priyanshu as well, like on the second episode of this podcast.
Whose fault is it? It's our government, the system.
Well, technically, if you look at it from the point of view of the government jobs and everything, then the employment rate is really low and everything. They're not able to create the infrastructure and everything which is needed for employment to generate, to boost, right, to surge. But in the field of corporate sector and all the other things that like majority of the engineers don't even become engineers. They don't go in the technical field. They don't do the core jobs that are required and everything. They go in different fields, right? So what about that? That is also should be taken into consideration, right?
See, there's a lot, a lot of work goes into getting to this college. Okay,
Yeah.
you work really hard to get good percentage in high school. Then you
Yeah.
work hard again to get good percentages in intermediate. Many of the students have also gone to quota or other coaching centers, wasted a lot of money to get into IITs.
You were also
Yeah,
one
I
of
was
them.
one of them. I was one of
Yeah.
them. I wasted my.
I didn't
parents'
go to
money.
quota, but still I like wasted a lot of time in preparing for IIT,
Yeah,
which
you
was not able to do.
So many of them don't make it to IITs. A few of them don't. Most of them don't even make to NITs either.
Yeah.
They end up in just mediocre colleges
We are
like
those
like
guys.
we are them. And even in that colleges, we are not so the brightest ones. Okay. And at the end of the 2 years, we are in our third year, and basically, I'm seeing most of us are nowhere in life. We don't know what we're gonna do. People are filling forms for different exams like GATE and CAT, just because the people are
Yeah,
doing
people
it.
around them are doing
People
that.
around them
Actually,
are
that
doing
came
it.
to my mind as well. Like
They don't know what they want in their
the
life.
thing
They
is that
just-
I was also trying to do the same thing like a few days ago when you were telling that at least you should give the GATE examination, right?
Yeah.
And you should give it a try at least. Like, don't have to focus everything into that. Don't have to like merge yourself into like preparing for GATE, but still you should at least give the exam. I asked my dad for giving me 1,500 rupees to fill the examination form, and he asked me whether you really want to give the exam because I told him that I don't want to give that exam, not really interested into giving the GATE exam. So what he told me that you should focus entirely your whole energy into the thing that you want to do instead of doing something else that you really don't want to do, but still you are doing that because you are everybody else is doing that.
All right, that is a good point. My point being, say you wasted money until you wasted your work until 10th, then in high school, then in coaching, you reached the college, you're not even the most excellent one in college.
Yeah, obviously.
And I'm not telling the story of a few of us, I'm telling the story of 80 to 90% of us. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe some top 10 or 15%, kind of the creamy layer ends up in good places. Some of them are even good places right now, our classmates, but we are not there. And most of the people living around here, they don't know what they're going to be doing in their life. They will graduate in an year and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
And they won't know what they have to do in their life. And that is kind of sad. I feel sad. I feel sad that after a year and a half, I will go home with nothing in my hands. It scares me.
Okay, Vaibhav, now do you really think that it's not the fault of our education system at a certain place at some point? Because in schools, we're not taught on what to do with our lives, or what are the fields that you can do, what are the parts of the brain that work properly, and what are the opportunities that you've got according to the interest that you have. Like when we were in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, right? There were major career counseling sessions and everything that were happening, right?
Yeah.
Like some schools were like presenting those people, they were inviting different career counselors, they were organizing some seminars and stuff like that, so that students can understand what are the opportunities that are ahead, like in front of them.
Yeah.
But the problem is that the opportunities that are being portrayed in front of us is not like is not something which is created out of the blue, which is completely out of the box. It's something which is already present out there.
It's something that has been happening for many years.
Yeah, and you have to become the part of the crowd, right?
Of the crowd, of course.
Yeah, but nobody is telling you how to, like, the thing. For example, for you, let's take you into consideration, right?
Yeah.
You are really passionate about rapping.
Yeah.
Right. You
Sure.
want to become a hip hop artist and everything, but you don't know how does the industry works. There's nobody who can tell you right now.
I have no guide. I have nowhere to initiate this.
Yeah, and the education system is never going to support it. Let's take that into consideration as well. Like, we were a part of an education system which was focusing on academics only and only.
I mean, I'm just worried who in this part of the country is ever going to support hip hop music, let alone support music.
Supporting music is a different thing. A lot of people are supporting music, but they don't really know about hip hop. They don't really know about underground music, right? But the thing is that it's about like creating students. It's about creating minds that can face different kind of problems out there in the future. It's not about creating machines who can solve problems of
I totally agree
mathematics
on this point, that the education system of this country is fucked up.
Yeah,
you can't rely on that for anything, and they will make you end up in situations that you don't want to be. That is not your field.
Like majority of the students are stuck in that
majority
kind
of students are stuck in those positions.
Yeah,
but still, if you're not able to do anything, there is kind of your fault.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
That's definitely true. And the problem is, it ends up being more than half of the population. 60% and 70% don't know what to do. They all end.
Yeah, we can see that kind of demography in our college as well.
Our college, our hostel. I see my friends; they're not doing anything. Why to blame them? I'm not doing anything either.
Yeah, we're the part of the trash as well.
We are the part of the trash. I'm literally scared. Okay, my heart pumps really high sometimes when I think of my career. I try to fight it. I try to do something about it. I just can't.
That's why you started coding and stuff. Like, you
I
just
tried
some things.
man. I tried everything. I'm kind of not so fine these days. But yeah, I'm trying. It doesn't work. And there was not enough guidance. I mean, this college system tells you to attend classes. Okay.
Yeah.
I know the people who attend classes, they don't end up anywhere. Unless, of course, they clear gate and get a government job, the treasure.
Well, government job is something which is like simmed over a lot. A lot of people, like the country, like sorry, not the families, the students, everybody wants to get a government job because it gives you stability, right? It gives you a job security. That's what people want. But the thing is that a lot of people are not able to figure out opportunities that are ahead in front of them. That's the point. Like, opportunities are not only there in the government jobs or the corporate sector.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. Okay. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you everyone who's listening to us.
Yeah.
There's a high chance that you might end up trash.
Yeah.
And a great chance. You are listening to this advice already 2 years late. Someone should have told you in the first year of your engineering that you are going to end up trash. Okay. Yeah. Start working. Everybody who's listening to us, start working right now. Okay. Yeah. There is nothing in this world that can help you become something. Don't think that getting an engineering college is something that you have achieved. It's something that's going to make your life. You have to work on it from the first day. And every day that you're wasting, you're getting late. I am 2 years late. My friend here is 2 years late. And everybody who is in whichever year they are, they're respectively late. All those who have achieved something, well, congratulations.
Well, there are more to it. Actually, there's more to it. The thing is that the people, the students who are there in intermediate, right?
Yeah.
Those who are actually like trying to clear IIT JEE
Yeah.
or NEET or any other competitive exams which are happening after 12th.
Yeah.
They're trying to get in a perfect college, the college of dreams or whatever it is. Like let's say IIT Bombay or let's say AIMS or whichever college it is there, right?
Yeah.
What happens is they think that once they get into college, everything is over. Like that's the point where your life is going to be set after that. You don't have to do a lot of work. Everything is going to be there in your hands. But that's not true. You have to work.
Not until 3 years later that they realize this is where they have to work.
Yeah.
All right.
But well, actually, the thing is that actually I was planning to record today's episode with Nidhi before you, right?
Yeah.
And yesterday I called her and we were going to talk about the trash that is getting out of the competitive exams. We're trash, right?
Yeah.
But it's not true that the people who have cracked IIT are not trash as well. A lot of people over there are not actually focusing
in the press.
A lot of
IITians in the press.
Yeah, that's true. So the thing is that where does this end, bro? Why is it that a majority of the crowd of the students that are coming out are like going after engineering colleges or medical colleges or these two mainstream career options?
One of the thing is trust. Let me tell you, people trust, as I said, as you said also, that getting in engineering college, that's it. You trust the college, you think that this college is going to give me something. At the end of 4 years, it will give me placement or something like that. It will give me skills. Truth is, no one is going to get that just by being in college.
Yeah.
If you sit all day in your room, if you hang around all day with your friends, you might end up depressed. If you work on it, you might achieve something. There is a lot of work you have to do. You have to be a lot self-dependent, and classes are not the thing. I mean, I'm not saying skip all the classes. Of course, you have to do all the classes, but don't just be dependent on the classes. If you do classes and come back hostel and then you think, okay, I'm doing all the classes, I'm studying, I might end up good position. That's also not going to happen. You're doing an engineering, you are an engineering student, there's a lot of things that you need to do in your life. A lot of skills that you need to achieve. You sit in an interview and they ask you, what did you do in your 4 years? I attended classes and completed my homework is not a good answer.
Yeah. That's what creating a resume is all about.
What creating a resume is all about.
Yeah, you have to create credentials. You have to work on some projects, some live things, some practical projects, right? If you're in an engineering college, that's what you have to do.
There's nobody here.
The thing is that the curriculum is not working in that manner, right?
Yeah.
The curriculum is not working to get people selected in the job interviews, right? It's not working to
curriculum is working to complete the syllabus, to give a degree.
Exactly.
Stuff like that.
So this is weird. Like you see colleges like MIT, Harvard. Why are these one of the best colleges in the world? Because they create a curriculum which is going to make the students an innovator. They're going to figure out what to create, what is the necessity which is there in the society, and they're going to innovate some things, and they will fulfill the needs of the society, right? This is how the system works right now. In this whole fucking world, you have to give something which people need. And in the end, and in return, you're going to get money. You're going to get paid, right?
Yeah.
That's how economy works. And the students that is being created in these colleges are not created according to the system of the economy.
And it's not like that our college is not trying to help. They try. Okay, everyone tries. There are societies, there are interactions.
Yeah.
And there is a placement cell that is trying to help.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the truth is, all of that, all the college societies, all the placement cells, it ends up helping the top 10 or 20%, maybe more, maybe 30%, I don't know. And most of the people don't get the help they need, don't get the counseling they need. Nobody finds someone to talk them, to tell them what you need to do. Suppose you told me that you said that I have started coding, okay?
Yeah.
I'm in the 3rd year. This is not the right time to start coding.
Yeah, obviously you should be already halfway in, right?
Okay, all right. I'm late.
Yeah.
I spent a whole year sitting in my bedroom doing nothing. What if someone had told me, dude, you have a lot of time, just open up your laptop and do some coding? An year and a half of lockdown, where would I have been today?
Yeah, you might have already got a job, because I've already I already know a lot of people in my proximity who have done this and got a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my fault, first of all, that I didn't do it.
Yeah, but the thing is that
The
you were
second
not aware
form-
about it, right?
Of course, I was not aware
The
about it.
awareness is really low in the first year of the college. Everybody has
Basically
come
low.
to chill and everything.
And of course, due to the lockdown, it was even more of a cutout from the rest of the world.
Actually, I don't really think that in the lockdown was cut out from the rest of the world. It was like a new opportunity for people.
Yeah, the world just shifted 180 degrees because of the lockdown. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm
The
not talking about the
environment-
initial phase of the lockdown. When we were sitting at home, but everything was getting to normal and the colleges were not open, we had opportunity to build some idea,
some base, some ideas, some skills, some knowledge. We
Yeah.
could have done a lot. We didn't do shit.
Yeah, that's true.
We fucked up.
One of our friends already did that and she is doing amazing job right
She's
now.
doing amazing. I'm proud of her, by the way.
Yeah, that's
All right.
that's
So
true.
whatever that is, basically it's our fault that we might end up stressed pretty soon. I mean, it's third year. Some of my friends motivate me saying you still have 2 years left. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think like that. I have 2 years left. I can do a lot in the. I mean, of course, I'm going to try, but 2 years is not a lot of time. I'm basically late, even if I'm starting right now.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
If I'm going to pick a field that I'm going to work in today, I'm obviously late.
yeah,
I should
because
have
there are
thought in
people
first year or second
you
year.
are actually in the pool of people who've been trying to do the same thing that you're doing from 2 years back before you, right?
Yeah, of course.
And they're way better than you at that. So definitely, why are you going to be the first priority of some company
Somebody
who's
else who's gonna
Yeah.
pick why is someone gonna pick me?
Yeah, that's true. So actually, it's all about it's also about creating awareness in the students as well.
lot of awareness is
Let's
needed.
take this into take this example. There are people who come in different different branches of engineering, right? We're specifically talking about engineering right now, not any other field, because it is also applicable in all the other fields of study, right? Not just engineering. But let's take engineering to example because we are familiar with it, right?
Yeah, all right.
So let's take example that someone has got into mechanical engineering. I'm taking my example or your example, who are familiar with the other branch work, right? For example,
Activities.
electronics or
Coding, graphic
coding,
design, stuff like
any
that.
other thing, like
Yeah.
graphic designing. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the prime examples as one of our friends is doing, right? So let's take that into example. There are students who have better IQ or better, let's say, tendency to build skill in some other field than the field that they're being taught. What about that? What about those students? Let's take my example right now. I'm doing this podcast, and I figured that I'm good at having conversations with people a long time ago. But I didn't actually have this idea that what to do with this skill. This is just a normal thing. A lot of people have this social skill, but you cannot capitalize on this thing.
Yeah, all right.
But the fact is that you can capitalize on this. You've got the opportunity. The same way, a lot of people have got opportunities. Graphic designing has got opportunities.
Coding
Video editing has got opportunities, right?
Coding has got opportunities.
Yeah,
Online
coding.
teaching has got opportunities.
Online teaching has got opportunities. Everything has opportunities. This world is open, wide open because of the globalization, because of the internet era, right? You can.
But we know that our friends in the next room don't know that.
That's true. That's true as well.
What's their fault?
Yeah, the thing is that
They attended classes. What did the class teach them?
well, that's true. Like this is what I was talking about, right? Like getting to the classes, talking attending the classes is not going to do anything.
You have to take initiative.
You have to take initiative and you have to figure out what to do actually.
Yeah, nobody's
Yeah,
gonna
what are
help
the
you.
opportunities that are in front of you, and like having those opportunities, figuring out the opportunities, getting aware of the opportunities that are in front of you is the most important part, and figuring out what is the thing that you're good at, what are the things that you can build a skill in, and what is the thing that you can sell online.
You just need to be aware of the things around you and you need to work on it. Don't sit down and wait for the things to happen to you. I did that for 2 years. I don't know what I was thinking those 2 years, but I just sat down and waited that, okay, life is going on, everything is fine, everything is fine. And suddenly one day my life turned upside down and I realized that I'm nowhere. I'm not a different person than I was 2 years ago. I mean, in terms of skills and activities, and even in terms of studies,
Growth was not happening basically.
there was no growth basically.
Yeah, we were not able to you will not fit in the economic system of the country.
I'm worried about
the
myself
world.
and I'm worried about everybody who's in my position right now, who hasn't grown basically.
Well, it's mostly about awareness, bro. Because you see, I'll give you one more example of myself. Because as you know that I was in the boarding school, right?
Yeah.
I lived in the boarding school, and at that point we were cut out from the whole world. We didn't actually have this opportunity to access internet at that point. We had internet chance, but we used to get internet for 30 minutes, for like once in a week.
Yo, that's it.
And that is nothing, bro. You cannot. What are you gonna do?
Well, that was a different world. We know that 5 or 6 years ago, internet was not at the top of the industry in India.
But still, we had like, obviously Wi-Fi was available over there. We had infinite amount of internet access at that point in our school. If they would have thought so, they could have given the opportunity to access internet to everybody at a certain, like, uh, let's say twice in a week, right? They could have created a little like accessible system, like a little compact system. Let's say they could have given us not half an hour, let's say 1.5 hour or 2 hours. That could have been a better opportunity. Because when I got out of the school, when I passed my 12th, after that, when I went for coaching for my IIT JEE, I got to know there's an exam named Olympiad. That's really sad, because if I had this opportunity, even though I was not like competent enough to give that exam, because it is
I would
really
have known
tough.
and I would have given the exam.
Yeah, I would have known and at least tried. At least I would have known that what is the level of questions that can come, what is the maximum difficulty of questions that can come.
I actually gave that exam.
You that's
That's because of our
That's
school.
because you were, yeah.
Our school did it,
Yeah.
organized it. So
This is mostly about awareness. If someone is aware of something, of the presence of an opportunity, he can pick that opportunity, right? But if he's not aware of it, everything's going to be
when I walk around these hostel rooms and I see my brothers, hostel brothers, that's what I call them. So when I see my brothers, there is a vibe of depression.
Vibe of depression.
Yeah, there is a shitload of depression.
No, I don't really think so. I don't really find anybody depressed. Yeah, obviously there are some people when you
I have talked to people, like a week ago, I was not in the best form of myself. I was not okay. I needed people to talk. And you remember, I talked to you for like 2 or 3 hours that night.
Yeah, obviously.
I did.
And as a matter of fact, we don't really talk that much.
Yeah,
but still we
don't
talk
usually talk that much.
But still we talk.
I just needed someone to
3 hours.
talk to, and people weren't available. So I just found whoever I can. So I talked to you, and just like you, I talked to a dozen other guys in this hostel. I talked to a dozen other guys in this hostel. And as it turns out, sitting with me and listening to me, even their dark side, even their blue side came out. Everybody started crying about stuff. Everybody started crying about family. Everybody started crying about my parents. Their parents, I mean.
Yeah.
I wasted money. I have wasted this. I have wasted time. I'm literally saying there was not one guy who was happy.
Well,
a dude literally started crying with me on the stairs. I was crying with him. He came to, cheer me up or stuff like that. And he started crying with me. His life flashed over his face. High school, intermediate, everything. There's a lot of things going on in this country that make you ending up depressed.
Actually, a lot of people don't really talk to everyone about the stuff that they're vulnerable with. Right?
Yeah, of course.
Where your vulnerability lies, you don't really expose that vulnerability to everyone. And that's why it happens whenever someone start talking deep. That's what happens. That's a problem with every friend circle that you find in colleges or schools. People don't really talk to each other and have those conversations which actually bring out the part of you which you don't really want to show in front of others. There are only 2 to 3 friends generally. People.
Yeah, everyone has. I mean, I have a problem with these guys. Don't talk very much. We live like animals down here. I mean, I might look dressed up today, but usually I move around naked in these halls. So yeah, we live like animals and we talk like animals. We don't talk about life and stuff. I never told except one person, I never told anyone that I was bullied as a kid. I was 5 or 6, I was bullied. Okay. Then I grew up. Okay, fine. That phase of life passed away.
Actually, I talked about bullying a lot on this podcast in the 3rd episode of the podcast.
That wasn't beating up or abusing kind of bullying. That was
psychological torture, something else. 5 or 6, right? You were 5 or 6. Yeah. You were in Like you were in play school or something like that.
Let's just not talk about it. Basically, it was dark, whatever. So then high school, of course, high school went fine. Then I went to Kota. Kota is basically a city of depression unless you are the top-notch kid. I mean, I was a kid who came there with 92 or something percentages, and I thought I might be the best here. Turns out I'm not even in the better half. Okay. And either you study like a fucking donkey who works all day long,
Yeah.
and then you end up getting into IITs,
Yeah.
or you lose your way, which I did. I lost my direction, and life went to shit after that. Second phase of depression. First one was the bullying, which still hasn't left a scar.
Okay.
I mean, it still has left a scar in my head. Second was the quota. I came back home. Third one was the an year of failure. I had to live with my failure for a whole year in my hometown while my classmates were in colleges.
Why were you at home for a whole fucking year? Not doing anything else? Like you were not preparing for IIT again in Kota or something? You were not coaching?
All right, so I basically couldn't clear IIT, and I also couldn't achieve good F mark in intermediate. So now the idea of IIT had dropped. Now the first priority was to fix my intermediate marks. So basically, I had to repeat class 12th,
Oh, so you could have
which
been.
means after 2 years of coaching, after 2 years of going to classes and coming back home and living alone, after doing all of that, I came back home, lived with my parents. My dad bought me school shoes, socks, tie, belt. I had to put them on like a uniform, like a school kid. After 2 years of leaving home, I came back home. I got dressed up, polished my shoes, and went to school. If I tell you today, you have to do all of that.
No, man, definitely I cannot do that.
Put up some kind of white shirt and brown pants, that belt, that tie.
That's depressing, bro. I definitely cannot do that. It's too hard. It's too damn hard.
Yeah. And basically, I was going to school on a cycle. I didn't even have my cycle. My dad asked a cycle from a relative. It was a lady's cycle. I rode that cycle down the alley, and everyone in the neighborhood was looking at me. Okay, he came back from Kota. Look where he is now. Okay, third phase of depression. Fine. Then I went to school. I find out the juniors were now my classmates. Okay.
That's another kind of social humiliation that you face.
And kind of social humiliation you face. Then, okay, I fought that. Time passed by. I fought that. It became a habit of going to school. One day I went to a friend's house, and he was going to Kota for preparation of medical coaching, okay, MBBS and all.
Yeah.
And he was going, and his mother was at the doorstep, and we are basically close friends, family friends. His mother is like an aunt to me. So she said, वैभव इसको कुछ समझाओ, कोटा जा रहा है, पढ़ाई वढ़ाई करे, तुम्हारी तरह माँ बाप का पैसा बर्बाद करके ना आ जाए.
Well, this is a fucked up thing to say on someone's face. That is totally like socially wrong.
Totally socially.
Like it's wrong, bro. No, you cannot say that. It's really a lot of people are not achievers. A lot of people are not able to achieve. I have faced something like actually one of my uncles, are very close, my mama actually. He told me that you were there, you were in Gorakhpur, you were preparing for IIT for a whole fucking year. What did you do that you were not in IIT?
You know, I have recently found out that someone who you might consider a good person could actually enjoy teasing you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, they might say lines and laugh after that when they are teasing you, when they are ripping.
Don't get in that phase, I'm telling you. Don't get in that phase.
I mean, literally, they enjoy ripping your heart out.
This is not a place to get in that phase.
They enjoy ripping your heart out, which is okay. All right, that's another story. Whatever. So she said that, पैसा बर्बाद करके मत आ जाना, समझाओ इसको. I was like, ठीक है, आंटी, बिल्कुल. All right, I fought that. Then I got into this college. I thought maybe something good is happening. Also, I cleared inter with good marks this time. 2 years later, I again feel like it's another phase of depression, man. And you might think that my story has 3 or 4 layers. But when I talk to people, I found out everyone has that.
Everybody face depression. Not it's pretty fucked up that a lot of people are facing some sort of mental trauma, some sort of pressure that they're not able to like um, share with other people. But so many people have these kind of problems going on. Actually, a lot of people have this a different kind of problem going on, obviously. And I've been through my share of my part of trouble as well. I've been with my share of
I
trouble.
agree. I totally agree. I'm not saying that your struggle might be easier than mine.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You don't know what happened with me
I
and
don't
everything, but that's a different story. So, but the thing is that it's not like you cannot, after this whole phase ends and everything, at the end of the day, you have to become something which is presentable in the society, right? Otherwise,
we have examples in our friends who have done that. We have examples in our friend who have gone through a lot in life, a lot of problems, personal problem, emotional problem, financial problems. We have people who committed suicide almost.
almost committed suicides,
Yeah,
right?
got over it, and today they are successful. They fought those demons. They are not trash. We are trash. We couldn't fight it.
Well, the thing is that I don't really think that we're trash. Yeah, I still don't agree with you because we are on the journey
Do
right
you know
now.
where would you be 2 years from now?
Well, this is a difficult question to be answered, but the thing is that
That's the first question they ask in an interview. Not even 2 years. They ask, where do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years? I'm just asking 2 years, maybe a year and a half.
well, the thing is that in interviews, the thing is in the interview, the I don't know, the end goal of the interview is to get the job.
Get the job, of course.
It's a manipulative interview, first of all. You have to present something which you are not, right? You have to present yourself in that manner. It's not when you get real and you talk about everything that you have in your life, it's not true. You're not going to answer the same questions with this, and you're not going to give the same answers to the same questions.
Fine, let's get real. Where do you see yourself in a year and a half?
Podcasting.
Podcasting.
Yeah.
What if it doesn't succeed?
Well, that's a difficult question because I don't have a plan B right now. That's a difficult part, and I know if this podcast doesn't succeed, if I don't get successful in this field, I've got nowhere to go right now. But I have to figure something out as soon as fucking possible.
How how much do you assume, what percentage of the success of these podcasts that it might explode someday?
75 to 80%. I'm pretty confident.
75 to 80% that you're gonna crack it.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident about it. Well, obviously it's something to be boasted of and everything, but I don't really think that this is going to go in vain because I know for one thing that people are dying for good content and good content right now.
Sure.
And at the same time, I can provide good content because I have, well, it's kind of a boasting, but still I have that, what do you say, the quotient for conversation with anyone, with someone who's really smarter than me, to like extract information as much as possible from someone who can provide a better content than I can, because podcasting has nothing to do with me. It's a conversational podcast. I invite different people and they give different insights. I just give my perspective on those insights.
All right, fine.
For example, as you are doing right now.
Yeah, okay. Since you're doing the podcast,
yeah,
and you're working on it, you have high hopes from it.
Yeah.
Me as an outsider, as a neutral observer, if I say it's kind of 50-50.
Okay.
Okay.
I totally agree with
you
someone
might
who's
agree
not.
to it. Okay. I'm an outsider. I'm a neutral observer. Anyone who would see your podcast might not think that this thing is going to explode in a year. Okay. I'm just saying, okay, you know that you have the potential, but not all the world knows. Okay. So let's say I'm assuming that you have a 50-50 chance. And I ask you, Vedant, what have you thought as plan B? You haven't thought anything.
Right. True. I haven't thought anything right now.
Of course. You filled the form for great. You know you're not determined enough to clear it. I mean, not as good enough to get into IITs and PSUs and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You also know that you are not placement ready for companies.
I don't have any credentials. How the hell I'm gonna get in any
You don't
company?
have a resume.
Yeah.
I don't have a resume either, Raj. I'm not, I'm not insulting him.
Yeah.
I'm insulting myself.
No.
I don't
it's
have
fine.
resume.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Fine. So you don't have a resume. You're not even placement ready. You're not even gate ready.
Yeah.
And you're basically a mediocre, average student.
Mediocre student, right? Average student. Not even average student. Like the marks are shitty as fuck. It's not even mediocre.
It's below average.
It's below average. Yeah.
Why
So
aren't you shooting yourself right now?
because I'm pretty confident about this podcast. The thing is that this is what I wanted to do for a long time. And I know for one thing that this is gonna blow. All I have to do is just to start creating fucking network.
All right.
Because if I get more and more people on this podcast, as you are the third person who got on this podcast,
Yeah.
there are more people that I can get on this podcast, and they're definitely gonna come. There will be a time when I will be inviting people I don't even fucking know in person.
All right. That would be great.
Yeah.
I really hope for that day.
It's
Yeah, man.
gonna come pretty soon.
I love
don't
talking
worry.
to him. So, all right, that's about you. You have a confidence in this podcast and you're basically leaving everything on the side.
Yeah.
You don't have a plan B, which is not a good thing, but all right.
Yeah, I have to figure that out, but I'm not on that right now.
About me, I wanted to be a rapper. Now I think it's just a daydream. I can't figure out how to do it. Fine, I'll try it. I will try it.
As I've told you already, like on that night when we were talking about, I was giving you different ways to start something, to get on with it, to get to a certain level. I know getting to a banner is not an opportunity, not an option right now. Yeah, because you want to get in the underground music area, right? And at the same time, you don't really know much about the industry. How does that work and everything?
Plus, we are in an area where I can't find a competition.
You have to get out.
Stage.
You actually, this is something which I have to recommend you. Get out of that place if you want to grow in that field, because leaving your comfort zone is the first thing that you do if you want to grow.
I can't go to the basement and find an underground rap battle going on in this college, right?
No. I'm not talking about this college. Yeah, I'm definitely. I can totally agree with you. You cannot find this opportunity in this college, but I'm talking about like the day when you get out of this college, maybe. But you have to figure it out in a different manner, not in the same manner that I am doing right now. For example, let's take this podcasting into consideration.
Yeah,
it's really impossible to carry a podcast going in a school, in a college.
Yeah,
but see,
we managed it.
We managed it, right?
We fought.
That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. Once you get out of the college, you have to get to a certain place where obviously I'm not creating a complete blueprint for you to succeed, but you have to figure that out yourself.
You have downfalls in your life that break you. Yeah, I have done things. I mean, see, rapping is okay, but I had rapping more like a hobby than the final goal in my life, because I am a technical student. I enjoy studying. I enjoy, tech stuff. I enjoy graphic design. I enjoy coding, even though I'm not so good at it. So it's not like rapping was the only thing that I was certain to do. Yeah. And I was not thinking that I'm not going to study. I'm not going to be a office worker. I'm not going to get placement. No, I had all of those. I still have all of those options. I'm okay with it if I get a job. But seems like I'm not going to get that either. I mean, rapping is like a dead end right now. Okay, fine. I'll try doing something out about it later. Talking about job, I basically see two options to get a job. Either you just lock yourself in and study
for ASC or GATE. Yeah.
Clear GATE exam and then government be like, here's your job.
Yeah.
I don't think even that happens. There is
that's a lot of no. It's really easy to say, but you got
there's a lot of work in that too. But fine, you study and you cut yourself out. The other option is you develop skills, you have contacts, you have skills and a good resume. You have a resume, you build up a resume. I didn't do that either.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling waste right now. I tried internships. That was a major fail. Basically, the company that I did internship for ran away after extracting 3 weeks of work from me.
Without giving you any return on any certificate?
No, they disappeared. The company ran out of business.
Oh.
And they disappeared. I don't know where they went. Which was, nowadays all the work is online, so you don't exactly have a place to go to look for them.
I know. I understand. The thing is that actually what I was getting at is not that you have to figure everything out on your, sorry, I was out of the zone. I was zoned out for a little bit. The thing is that you actually have to figure stuff out, what you want to do in life. Actually, a few days ago, I was talking to my sister.
Yeah.
And she was like, somebody has recommended her to uh, to choose art as a career option, which is not an option for her. What she told, that this is my hobby. I don't want to ruin it by making it a profession. You don't make your hobby a profession, because that is a place where you go when you're feeling kind of depressed, or you're like, a lot of work has been done and you don't want to burn out. And that's when you go to your hobby, right? To chill a little bit. And if that becomes your profession, it's going to fucking ruin your life, man. Yeah, because everybody has problems. Listen, everybody has problems in anything that they do. Doesn't matter how much they're interested into that.
Yeah.
Right. That's true. And if you make your hobby your profession, your job, your profession, then that's gonna ruin, like that's gonna make, like, get you to the burnout as well.
Ruin both your job and your hobby.
Yeah, that's it. That's true. So that's
No,
why if rapping is a hobby, it's like a hobby, you don't have an option to create it. Like you don't have an option to make it your profession.
No, I don't think I entirely agree on that. People do what they like.
People do what they like, but you have to figure that out. That's what I'm telling you. You have to figure out whether it's the thing that you do when you're burned out, or it's the thing that is worth burning out for.
I think it's worth burning out for.
Then it's worth it to be. Then it's worth it that you make it your profession.
See, guys, the point of today's conversation is, I'm a kid and I'm scared. And this guy, he talks to people.
I talk to people, but I'm scared as well, man.
Yeah, right. So
I'm scared as well.
And we thought we could talk. And here's the thing, what I'm scared about. Basically, I'm thinking you all should be scared about too. Is life is too short, man. Don't waste your time. Okay, all right. Do something and do versatile things. Yeah. When I say do something, don't open a book and start studying. Unless that is your course, that is your area. There are people who study and do well in it, but I don't think so. That's everyone. I mean, the education system teaches that all the students should open books and start reading and good marks.
Yeah.
That's not true. Some things you don't learn in a book. I mean,
speaking to the mic.
Yeah, of course. Speaking to the mic. It's kind of my area. So what I'm saying is, in other countries, I've heard about good education systems.
Yeah.
Where they explore all the activities and abilities of the students.
Yeah.
The students who are good at sports, they get admissions through sports. The students who are good in music and art, all of those things are taught as a field.
Yeah.
In our country, it's books and marks and mark sheets and results.
And if you want to make something if you don't want to go mainstream, then you have to do all the work by yourself. Yeah, you don't get any guidance, you don't get any awareness, you don't get things to aware you about.
There is no one aware you. The system is not awareing you. The curriculum is not aware you. The seniors, maybe if you go talk to them, they will aware you. It's not like all the seniors are good enough to tell you things that's gonna make you successful.
No, creating awareness is something which is really important. That's what I was talking about in the second episode of the podcast. The reason that we got in engineering colleges is because we were good at solving physics, chemistry, and mathematics problem. Not because we were interested in machines, not because we were interested in coding, not because we were interested in electronic items or something like the power supply, the electricity system. These are the branches that are being dealt with right now.
Yeah.
And this is not something that we were good at. We were good at solving physics, chemistry, and mathematics, which is the basis of all those things, right? You have to figure that out, whether this guy is going to go in long run or not. Not just getting into the college should be the end game. There's much
you have to find out what you can do.
A lot of things after that, right?
That is a good point. I believe in this country, engineering is vaguely advertised. Not through advertisement, but through the vibe, through the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Engineering is just advertised. Movies, series, games, stories. You keep hearing engineering everywhere. And also MBBS. Those are the two streams that every kid just starts up listening to.
Actually that's true. Whenever you see any character in a movie, he's an engineer.
He's an engineer, or he's maybe a doctor.
Maybe a doctor. And doctor, if he's a doctor, he's like a worshipped kind of person. Worshipped kind of character, right?
If he's an engineer, he's a wild animal, as I said.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I mean, he's a he's a slave donkey in the morning and he's a mad horse at night, whatever.
Yeah.
So basically, engineering is advertised in this country. Everyone talks about engineering. So everyone wants to do engineering, even though you look at the facts, 80% engineers are unemployable. But nobody gives a shit about that. Everyone wants to get into
But the
engineering
reason is
college.
that there's not that much demand of the demand is plenty, but the thing is that the
No, I'm not saying
crowd
they
that
are-
is being created
I'm not saying
from
they are
engineering
unemployed.
colleges.
Unemployed is a different thing. I'm saying they are unemployable.
That's what I'm telling you.
They're not even worth it.
That's what I'm telling you.
I'm not even worth it. I'm not okay. I'm not insulting you guys. I'm insulting all of us. Okay, we are all trash here. Those who have done anything in their life,
Don't speak to the screen. Speak in the mic.
I'm
and
saying
look at
those who have done anything in their life, please don't waste your time listening to this podcast. You're good guys. Go do your work.
Don't. Oh, hey, man! This guy is ruining my business. Don't, don't listen to him.
All right. I mean, this episode is for basically the trash people, and I'm warning them to not end up trash.
No, the thing is that listen, this conversation is not to an end.
Yeah.
It's got a lot to discuss right now.
Yeah, of course.
The thing is that what I believe, it's not just about like becoming trash or about becoming unemployable or not creating a CV, not cracking a fucking exam. Because the thing is that I was watching a movie sorry, not a series, a TVF series, Aspirants.
Aspirants.
Yeah. And after watching Aspirants, I got to figure out one thing. I was seeing this character of Shwet Ketu and I fucking loved this character. He's really smart. He's creative. He's a creative genius. He writes poetries. At the same time, he's a genius in the subjects that are being taught for the UPSC, right?
He's also a great teacher.
And he's also a great teacher, but he was not able to crack UPSC. What do you say? He's a trash or not?
He's not trash.
He's not a trash, right? He figured out something to do with his life. He started teaching, right? And all the teachers in those coaching institutes that are teaching in Mukherjee Nagar, in old Rajendra Nagar, or all the hubs where, sorry about that, where UPSC is being taught, right? Everywhere, those trashers who were not able to clear UPSC are the one who are teaching. So what do you want to talk about that? Like, that's the fact. For one thing, the people who are not able to clear exams, who are not able to get good jobs, who are not able to create CVs, they're not morons. They're not idiots.
Yeah.
Some of them are really smart. Some of them are morons, obviously, but some of them are really geniuses. But they're just fucking ruining their lives because of the lack of awareness that they have, or the clear unawareness of the opportunities that they've got.
Yeah.
Not knowing about the opportunities is also a big thing, right? Some people don't really know if I'm good at this thing. For example, if I'm good at conversations, a podcast is a thing to do, a possibility where you can go, right? Or if you're good at, let's say, coding, yeah, you can do freelance coding as well, right? If you're good at teaching, you can online teach somebody, right? That's true as well. So there are multiple opportunities that you can take care of, right? I was watching a video of Shwetab recently, and I've already told you about Shwetab, right? He's one of the best creators that I find on YouTube. The thing is that he was actually talking about a survey that took place recently, in New York Times survey maybe, and in that survey they found out that 274 people, I don't really know the actual number, but maybe around that, let's say around 250 people in India who are selling fast foods. Are
Startups.
No. Who are just selling fast foods. They started this business as a small scale business, right? And after that, they expanded it and they're fucking millionaires right now. So people, actually, the social class, the social hierarchy that is being created on the point of jobs, getting a corporate job or like getting a government job. The government jobs, the idea, how do I put this? The charm of government job is not that much as it used to be a long time ago right now. But the charm of corporate job is like on the top, on its peak right now. A lot of people want to get in corporate sector. But the fact is that there are multiple opportunities that you've got if you like discard these two things out of the equation. Take these things out of the equation. You have to figure out that what are the skills that you've got and how can you capitalize on those things. You won't end up trash. I don't want to end this conversation on a pessimistic tone. There are multiple opportunities out there. You have to figure that out. What do you want to do?
Fine.
Basically. Like, for example, let's take your case in consideration. You don't really like feel like let's say how do I put this? You don't know what to do with the skills that you've got right now.
Yeah, right.
And how to do it. If what to do with it, how to do it, you don't really know.
I don't know where to start.
Then get to know it. That's the only thing that I can say right now. For example, you want to like you started coding recently.
Yeah.
Right. And you were doing it as a hobby. You were just like passing the time. Maybe you were just like figuring out like getting some questions online and just solving those competitive coding questions, everything. Right. Let's take this into consideration that you are doing you are getting into the field of coding, right? There is one person that I've seen on YouTube who got in Google, who got a fucking job in Google 7 months or 8 months after he started coding. There are people like that, bro. All you have to do is just like, I don't know, throw yourself into that. And not just throw and do like work like a donkey into that field, like work like a fucking, I don't know what, slave, whatever, right? Don't do that. Start figuring out how to capitalize on the stuff that you're doing. Start from a small scale, get to a large scale. That's what you've got to do.
And I've got to do it all by myself.
That's a problem. Like, you don't have to do it all by yourself. There are multiple things that are available to give you awareness. There are books. There are multiple YouTube videos. There are channels that can make you aware of that.
See, we are talking about awareness right now.
Yeah.
And some people, some students are going to hear this. Maybe they will get aware that they should start doing things. Colleges, college societies, and everybody else talks about awareness. And some of the students find this out that they need to be aware. They need to start working on things. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying. I'm saying there's nothing that is as basic that is available to everyone, which is giving awareness to them about all these fields. I mean, no, there's.
I understand. You're basically saying that
Awareness
if you want to
available to 100% of the students.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. Actually, you know what? It was really weird.
This system is like just throws everyone out there and it just says help yourself.
Exactly.
We're not going to do anything.
That's a problem. That's a problem. I think that's a fault. That's a big fault of the education system. That's a big fault of the curriculums that we have in colleges. I find it to be the fault of them. It's not our fault because we are kids, bro. We're kids. We don't really know a lot about a lot of things.
I was 16 years old and I was told to live alone and crack IIT.
Let me tell you something. A few days ago, I was listening to this podcast of Shweta Vedant and the Raw and Real podcast. And in that podcast, they were reacting to a video of Sandeep Maheshwari, right? And in that video of Sandeep Maheshwari, he was telling this one thing, and it never occurred to me. It never came to my mind, which is so simple to do. You want to do something? There are multiple online courses available, right?
Yeah.
But those online courses are too damn expensive.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot take all those courses if you want to if you want to build a fucking skill, right? Let's say you want to build skill in digital marketing, or let's say in the field of video editing.
Yeah.
Let's take video editing.
I know that example. Okay.
Let's take video editing and digital marketing out of the equation. Let's take something which let's take consultation. Let's take investing, right? There are multiple courses available on investment, right?
Yeah.
But you don't actually have to take those courses. There are people who are way smarter than the people who have created the courses that are available online, who have written a book whose 500 rupees available at 500 rupees. And no, it never occurred to me that we can take that book on a much lesser price. All we have to do is just read the whole fucking book and figure out stuff by ourselves after that, because we have to apply our own brains after taking the information.
Forget 500 rupees.
Yeah.
Elon Musk once said, entire knowledge of the world is available for free.
Yeah, that's true.
And that is true.
The problem is
you don't know.
You don't know. That is not arranged. That is not in the systematic order.
It's not organized.
Yeah, it's not organized. It's not in the systematic order.
For example, gate coaching is 40,000 rupees. I pay them 40,000 rupees. They give me videos of teachers in an organized manner, which will tell me how to study, what are the classes.
Yeah.
And if I don't want to waste that 40,000 rupees, all I have to do is I have to be dependent on myself, going through different lectures, going to different teachers to find out which ones are good for me, to find out different subjects, to find out
in fact, notes are pretty same.
Notes are pretty same. The
syllabus is pretty same, and everything is being covered, right? there are videos on each and every topic which is available on the Unacademy's YouTube channel for free.
For free. No, actually, though they don't teach you the whole stuff because they want you to get the premium.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
kind of trick you into buying the premium.
They cannot
They
lose
cannot-
business at that point, but
Yeah.
whatever.
But yeah, there are other teachers.
There are other teachers available as well.
Yeah, of course.
As we studied mathematics for an entire year, right?
Entire year. We cleared 2 years
2 years examination just by
YouTube.
studying from YouTube, right?
a night before the exam.
And then before that's wrong actually. That's wrong in
Playing
many
the videos
manners.
into the X.
Yeah, that's wrong actually in many manners, but still, the thing is that the information is available, and that's what Elon Musk was saying in that speech. I listened to the whole fucking speech, and it was an interview or a speech. I don't really remember, but whatever it was, no, it was not a podcast. Definitely not a podcast, because the only podcast that he has went on, was Elon Musk, and he's
just kidding.
Pod is illegal in India, and we're going to be sued if we do something like that.
Yeah, if anybody is thinking that I have started smoking, no, I haven't.
Oh yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah, it was like an interview maybe, and I was watching that interview, and in that interview he told that universities, schools, and all these places are not for you to study. It was you to go
have a college life.
It's you, go have a college life, make friends, enjoy.
I think it was kind of an interview.
Yeah, it's it was basically create a network, create a social
network, to know people and stuff.
Create a social, create.
If you want to study,
get into
all
the
the knowledge
society.
in the world is
But
free.
if you want to study, it's not that you have to go, like, you want to know something, there's a platform named edX.
Yeah.
You know about that
I do
platform,
know.
right? Lectures on not all the subjects, but on sub subjects, if you want to study those particular subjects, is available on edX, from the lectures from Harvard University, from MIT, from Caltech. These big universities have given some subjects lectures on these on edX for free if you want to study. So that's like, information is available on the internet for free, but it's not in an organized manner.
That's what they ask the money for.
Yeah.
Coming to money, that shit is depressing also.
Yeah, that's true.
These days, it's hard for me to make a call home that I need some money to buy fruits or something. I don't want to do that. I don't want to ask money from my parents anymore.
That happens when you get in 20s. Somebody told me that once you get in 20s, you're going to be like pissed off at yourself, and you're going to be a little depressed and everything. And I was like, why the fuck am I going to do that? What's the problem? What's wrong with me? But when you get in 20s, you start figuring it out. Like, I'm already 20 years old and I'm still taking money from my parents, right?
Yeah,
That's depressing, bro.
I haven't left my room in a week. People go out, they eat and drink shit. I mean, whatever. I mean, not shit, but stuff.
No. Say whatever the hell.
Yeah, I mean, people eat and drink stuff and they waste money. And I just realized
I don't really waste money.
I
I think I also spend a lot of money, but it's not wasting it.
It's not wasting. I mean, they are okay with spending money from their parents at this age, which is a fine thing because they're in college. It should be allowed. But I don't know why. I feel it's illegal.
It feels morally wrong. It feels ethically wrong.
It feels ethically wrong. And there are people who are so self-dependent right now, which are of my age, maybe even younger than me. And it kind of depresses me that they have achieved so much. Why haven't I? Maybe something is wrong with me.
But that is something which is like a, what do you say? Like you're getting into the competition and everything. You just start seeing people around you and you think that if somebody is better than me, then I'm trash, which is not true. It's not true.
There are more than one fields, which are more than one factors or reasons that are making me think right now that I'm not good enough.
Okay, I know, I understand, but if you talk about specifically the money portion, then like having an income when you're in your 20s, it's not about creating a fucking career, right? Creating a career in a particular field has nothing to do with generating money, earning money.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you can earn money by investing a little bit of money into some stocks or whatever if you study it well enough, right?
One day I was driving our family car.
Okay.
And somehow I scratched the body of the car.
Okay.
I parked it in. My brother got mad and he started yelling. And he started yelling stuff. He was just basically angry and he said stuff when he was angry. That's what people do when they're angry.
That's what people do.
They don't mean all of it.
Yeah.
But he used words like basically useless, पैसा बर्बाद करना है, कुछ आता जाता नहीं, जिंदगी में कुछ कमाया नहीं, but जिंदगी में कुछ किए नहीं है, कुछ आज तक उखाड़े नहीं है, खाली पैसा बर्बाद करो माँ बाप का और कुछ आता है नहीं. Worst part is he didn't say it to my face. He was going around in the house announcing it, and it was just getting into my
Getting into
ears
their
like a
ears.
loudspeaker.
Yeah,
And
that's depressing, man.
that's depressing.
People
And
do stuff when they're
people
angry,
do
which
stuff.
is they don't even realize what is the kind of
you know,
impact that is
he,
happening
he
on
said
people.
that just because of a crash on the car. And my whole life flashed in front of my eyes. Okay, I have wasted my parents' money in quota. I have wasted my parents' money in intermediate. I have wasted my parents' money in college.
No, not intermediate. Obviously, at that point couldn't have done anything. Oh, after quota,
Double
right?
12.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, so yeah, all of that flashes through your eyes. I started crying. My brother came to me, what happened? मतलब गुस्सा आ गया तो बोल भी नहीं सकते. He was like that. If I get angry, you're not gonna let me say anything. Of course, people get angry and say things. What happened to you? And I said, when you said those lines,
It flashed in front of my eyes.
my whole life, everything that I've done wrong, just we live in a hostel, we live with boys of our age. There is a lot of jokes and fun going on. So we are laughing all the day long, basically. But the truth is, I can't remember the last time I was happy. Can you? Truly happy? Happy with yourself?
Well, the fact is that I don't really feel happy at this point, because the thing is that I'm not to the place where I want to be. I'm not doing something. I'm not actually making any difference right now.
I mean,
Something, you know what this podcast, what it feels right now. Even though I fucking love this thing, love doing this thing, and I fucking love to have conversations with people and record it and post it online, because I fucking love the thing that I do. But at the same time, I know that I'm not generating any money out of it right now. It's gonna take a little bit of time. I know it takes time
You're
and
working
everything.
on it.
No.
Please
Let me
take
complete. Let me complete. I know that it's going to generate money after a certain time, and it'll generate shitload of money. That's true.
Yeah.
But still, it is not doing anything. And at the same time, when my fellow students, my companions are working on something which is actually making significant changes in their life. For example,
they're also making their present and they're also making their future.
I'm going to take the name. Let's take Pratiksha, for example.
Yes, of course.
She has already created her CV. She is doing an internship. She has all figured it out. Even though she's not earning a shitload of money right now, but at the same time, she is creating something.
She's making good enough. She's running a house. She's self-dependent and she's a woman. In country like us, women can't even
Yeah.
She has done a lot in her life.
She has done a lot. She has achieved a lot, right? And that's an example in front of me which is happening, and I'm not able to do something with my life at the same time.
Yeah.
She is my classmate at the same time, and she is way ahead of me in life right now. And at the same time, there are people in our hostels who are preparing for GATE exam.
Yeah, but I have seen people studying for hour longs. I couldn't sit for half an hour these days.
Yesterday I went to Ambedkar Bhavan, as I told you, right?
Yeah.
I met Asif.
Yeah.
He's one of our classmates. And somebody told me that after 12 o'clock, people generally go to sleep. He studies for like 3 a.m. in the morning, and after that he sleeps. He wakes up, he goes to the college, he studies for all day long, he comes back, he starts studying, and after that he studies for the whole night. There's no sleep cycle going on right now properly. I know the productivity is going to be decreased at a certain point, but look at the dedication level for a while. At the same time, there are people in our hostels right now who are doing the similar kind of job at the same dedication level, right? And maybe a lot of these guys are going to crack GATE, get into some PSUs, or let's say IITs. Get into IITs for MTech. Yeah, right. Yeah. So they will have definitely an upper hand in the society than us, right? This competition, obviously, it shouldn't make you feel depressed or anything. But when I'm doing this, I know that I'm doing a significant thing right now, but it's not making a significant change right now, because it's not like I'm posting one episode and I'm getting 6 plays, and after that I post the next episode and I get 16 plays. That's not true. 6 to 7. What's the difference? Nothing, right? But unless I do something big, I'm not going to be satisfied by myself. If you're talking about being truly happy, I'm not truly happy, because even in doing this thing, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of persistence. Right now, getting a single room in this hostel was impossible. I managed to get it, right? After that, recording a podcast, spot conversation was not impossible, but it was really difficult. But we somehow figured it out. We managed it, right?
See, that's the thing. I'm not happy. I mean, I know that struggle is the reality of life. You have to struggle in life, but that doesn't mean that it should define your state.
That yeah,
Okay, this is the year that you have struggled, so you're not going to be happy for an entire year. That shouldn't be true. And trust me, I haven't been happy because I have failed in so many fields. I failed my
thing
studies.
is that
I have failed my family. I
the
have
thing is
failed
that-
people who trusted me. I have failed people who loved me.
that's not true. Listen to me. You should actually listen to the previous episode of this podcast. I was not actually able to give a lot of insights on this thing, but failure is a pretty normal thing. You have to understand that. A lot of people are going to ridicule you just because you failed a lot of times, but it doesn't mean that you should define yourself, your reality by someone else's opinion. At the same time, create some shitty opinion about yourself, which you truly are not. The point of the video is, and as I was streaming it on the previous episode of the podcast, I was not streaming this particular video, but the other video. In that one particular video, he was actually dismantling the whole thing of failure. What is the process of failure? First, you fail. After that, what happens? If you fail at a place where only you are there and you're the only one who is witnessing that failure, it's just going to cause minor irritations or a little bit of like beating yourself up and stuff like that. But not more than that. It's not going to be carried in your personality. It's not going to be carried for a long time in your mind. But when you fail in the presence of other people, when you fail in the presence of a whole fucking your society, what do you start doing? It fucks you up. What you start doing is that you start looking yourself from their point of views, from their opinions.
They're laughing at you. They're teasing you.
See, exactly. And you know what? It's really easy to say, as I disagreed with Shwetab at that point. It's really easy to say that you don't really have to care about themselves, and you have multiple arguments to put this in the manner of not caring,
being diplomatic.
Yeah, not being diplomatic, not being affected from their point of view, not being affected from the things that they're saying to you, just because you failed at certain thing, right? It's really easy to say that, but it's not possible because you're a social animal, and we have this tendency to live in a society, and I don't know how to put this, but this is inevitable. It's gonna happen, and you cannot stop that. That's a fact, right? That's what I was happening when I was watching that video. Like, I don't really think that if you can give multiple arguments to support this thing, that you don't really have to care about their opinions. But what you have to do is not look at your own personality, look at your own self from their point of view. That is wrong. You know what are the capabilities that you've got. They don't know. Even though you failed at something, it was just because it was because of a lack of awareness, nothing else. It was just because of a lack of sincerity or dedication.
You failed because not everyone succeeds.
Yeah, exactly. The chances are pretty low and everything. Yeah. So the thing is that it's nothing more than that, and you've got multiple opportunities that is going to come in front of you in the future. And I'm saying this right now as I myself don't have a lot of opportunities, but still I have this
Sometimes
hope.
you just feel like you're done fighting.
Well, the thing is that you're not even 21 years old. Sorry, 22 years old, right?
Yeah.
You've got a lot of time. You're at the same age as I am. Exactly.
Oh yeah, we shared the same birthday.
The thing
You're pretty confident about your podcast and your roommates.
Well, the thing is that I know who are listening to it right now. The thing is that the audience of the podcast is so low that I know them by faces. Yeah, except for a few people, except for 2 to 3 people who are listening to it from abroad. Nice. Like 2 people are listening to it from US and someone listened to it from Germany. So that's great. See, that's an achievement. But still, it's a long way to go, right?
My reel had 7,000 views, so I'm proud of it.
Yeah, it's a big deal, bro. You know what? It's pretty weird that you don't want to put something out there in the society, as a lot of people don't really know about this podcast. But at the same time, in order to succeed,
support. What I'm saying is,
no. Let's take this point into consideration and talk about it.
All right.
Let's take me into consideration right now. I don't really want a lot of people to know about this podcast. But at the same time, it's really necessary for a lot of people to know about this podcast, for those who listen to podcast to find this out, and start listening to it, right? And at the same time, it's at the same time I don't really want to fail in front of their eyes, and that's why I don't want to share it. It's pretty fucked up. What are you going to do in that case? And the thing is that I'm doing something which is out of the box.
Basically, when you succeed, people always support you. Yeah, I was always proud of him, and he was like, Albert had hopes. When you don't succeed, they laugh at you. Ki, चूतिया and podcast बनाएंगे चूतिया
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
that's
exactly.
the reaction
Yeah,
basically.
ज्ञान चोदेंगे बैठ
ज्ञान
के.
चोदेंगे बैठ के. People
Yeah.
make fun of me for doing rap sometimes.
Why do they make fun of you?
I had
Because
I-
when was the
this is a very nice experience. This girl, okay, hope she doesn't listen to this.
no,
Okay.
definitely she doesn't.
She
doesn't.
won't.
Yeah, she
Definitely
won't.
she won't. So this girl, she's a friend's girlfriend.
Yeah.
She made a makeup page on Instagram. Okay. And she started doing makeup on Instagram, uploading reels with songs and everything. And I gave them my full support. I shared her videos. Friend's girlfriend is a friend. Of
Yeah.
course, Bhabhi, बिल्कुल पूरा support है. Full
Yeah,
support.
yeah.
Full support. So I was sharing videos and I was liking, I was commenting, increase her engagement and everything. Now, as in the matter of interests, basically makeup videos are not my interest. So I don't enjoy watching her. I don't enjoy watching those videos, which is a matter of interest. I don't like it. It's not my
Yeah,
content.
that's true.
It's not.
One of my friends is a fashion influencer. I don't watch her videos.
I
just
don't
share
watch.
something.
So I don't. It's not like I'm gonna watch your videos because I enjoy watching them. I'm gonna watch because I'm a supporter and I want you to grow. Which is so basically I supported something that I don't even like myself. Fine, which is
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And then I started sharing reels on my Instagram, doing rap on Omegle and some random
Yeah,
stuff.
I watched that. I watched those videos.
Yeah. And she basically asked her boyfriend, my friend, कि ये वैभव क्या चुतिया आप कर रहा है आजकल Instagram पे?
Actually, the problem is that a lot of people don't really know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it is,
She, for those who don't know Hindi, what the fuck is he doing on Instagram these days? Why is he making those reels? Like, what the hell, man? I supported you in the things that I don't even like. Okay.
The thing is that she doesn't even
And
know what you're doing right now.
She's making fun of me, and I'm like, fine, people make fun of you. And
Well, everybody's not nice enough, bro. That's the truth.
suppose today I am brave enough
Listen, you were not supporting her for she was your friend, right? She was your friend's girlfriend, and that's why you were supporting her. Just because you had this bond with your friend, not because not you had with a bond with her, right? She was not your friend. So you don't have to be worried about anything that she
I'm not
has
saying,
doing,
I'm just
right?
saying an example that that's how people are.
That's how majority of people are, bro. That's why I don't want a lot of people to know about this
I
podcast.
mean,
even
for
though
example, right now I'm doing reels. One day I get hit, people are gonna support me. If I don't go anywhere with this, one day I'm gonna delete all the reels, all the raps. I'm gonna make my account private, maybe delete it.
a lot of people do that. You're gonna go on any YouTuber's video, any YouTuber's channel. There are certain videos in the starting of the whole channel, like the initial videos, they're completely private because they don't want people to watch those videos. Those were like, what do you say? Those were the
Cringy.
most
Cringe, yeah.
cringiest kind of content that they've created. Maybe I'm gonna someday I'm gonna make this private. Although there are amazing pieces of conversation in this, I'm never gonna make it private. That's a declaration. That's
That's a declaration.
And maybe not completely true, but still, maybe it's one of the best conversations that I had on this podcast, and maybe because it is happening remote spot, not on
Face-to-face.
yeah, face to face, not on
Not online.
some online, yeah, right, not on some Zoom call.
Thank God, lockdown is finally over and colleges have opened.
But I'm not gonna be able to do it with everyone, right?
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Not so sure that I like being back in college.
Well, I'm also not so sure because the thing is that I'm constantly on surveillance that you have a single room and you have empty
You need
spaces.
roommates.
You need roommates, bro.
You need two roommates.
Yeah, and if
Imagine someone sleeping in his underwear back there. How
Yeah.
is he gonna make a podcast? Right?
I cannot make a podcast at that in that.
And imagine
spot,
he
right?
starts farting. So even the Spotify is fucked up.
Start fighting the Spotify version is fucked up.
And the
as well.
German guy was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Is that a new language?
Oh, these Indian make weird sounds.
Also, while having our conversations.
Yeah, it's like there's a third person in the room, with them.
There's actually a third person in the room, actually.
And he's farting in his underwear. Fine.
The thing is that, what were we talking about?
Failures.
failures.
people.
Right? No. Recently, right?
Yeah, people, how people react to your.
Yeah, react to the
Work.
things that you do, the things that you start to do until you start making any money out of it. Until you start
Nobody
getting
notices.
no money, no nothing else.
Even,
right?
yeah.
You let's say not even money. Let's take money out of the equation. The thing is that if you start getting a lot of views on Instagram, if you start getting a lot of followers and people start following you and everything, they're not going to make fun of you, even though you're not earning from it. Let's say that you have created an Instagram account, you're posting all these rapping videos, reels and everything, and you are not monetizing on those things. You're not making a it's not a business account, it's a private account, right? So you're not making money out of it. But still, if you have followers, if people are listening to you, generally people are not going to make fun of you, because if the content is pretty good, and which I believe to be good, because you are writing hip hop, you are writing stuff that matters, right? You're not creating some videos which is party song and stuff like that,
No,
right?
I'm not creating shit.
What?
I'm not creating shit.
I
actually.
I listen.
You have
to
heard that one. I actually wrote a rap song about a lesbian girl.
Yeah.
And I put it out in the private.
Basically about homosexuality, which is in that particular context, you're talking about lesbian girl, right?
Her struggle in this country and stuff like that.
Yeah. So that's a real hip hop. That's a real issue that you were talking about in that video, in that rap song, right?
Yeah.
And that is something that you can do. That's for sure. If you have the potential, if you have this opportunity, and you were telling on that day and I'm going to give the same thing. I'm going to say the same thing that I told on that day, that stop getting afraid that if you create something amazing and you post it
goes
out
to waste.
Yeah, it goes to waste. It doesn't go to waste. That's a bar that you've set for yourself, and you have to go higher. You've got to go higher, right?
You gotta go higher.
And there's always room for improvement, bro. Even if you create the best thing that you have right now, there's always a possibility that you can create something better than that.
Sometimes I'm scared, sometimes I'm worried, but sometimes I'm positive, and I just keep thinking that your pain defines you. For example, see, I'm a rapper. My idol is Eminem. His life has been shit. Since birth, his father left him, mother was a junkie, wife was a psychopath.
One of the shittiest successful person that I've ever seen.
Successful. But it was his pain that defined him. It's his pain that made him what he is today. I give myself motivation in that manner. Okay, whatever is happening with me, whatever is going on.
Someone can get out of that situation. I'm a better place.
Yeah, my father didn't left me. My mother isn't a junkie, whatever.
Yeah.
But still, my pain defines me. If I fight my pain, I'm gonna be somewhere someday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So stop being so pessimistic about all these things. You are afraid. I know it's completely normal to be afraid. It's completely normal to be worried about a lot of things, but it's not normal to define yourself as a failure or be afraid of every opportunity that is getting in front of you and grabbing all those opportunities. Just do whatever the fuck you can right now. That's it. And that's for everyone who's trying to do anything right now. As I am, it's for myself as well. Because I'm also trying something which is out of the box, and a lot of people are not going to listen to it. And I don't have a lot of followers. I don't have a lot of viewers, a lot of whatever it is. I don't get a lot of views on my YouTube channel, especially because of this face, man. But whatever.
You look good.
Oh,
basically, you look like a hip hop artist, and I look like a podcaster, right?
That's because of this hat cap. Take this cap, and you're gonna look like a hip hop artist, and I'm gonna look like a, I don't know, creep.
Shit, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't shoot.
A half-boiled, hard-boiled egg. Whatever. Give it back. Yeah. So the thing is that the trash that you see in these colleges, and the people that you see generally that are not doing anything right now, they also have plenty of opportunities, and they also have plenty of potential inside them. The thing is all about awareness.
That
if awareness is not created,
and I see the absence, and I'm worried about them. I'm worried about myself, because they're my friends, man. I consider everyone living in the hostel to some bar a friend. Not everyone, but yeah, to some level.
Yeah.
No, so basically, they go to the same college like us, and if they end up doing nothing in their life, it's sad. And if I end up doing nothing in my life, it's sad for me as well.
Yeah, that's true. So this is what it's about, bro. This is about getting into the place, getting into the economic system and establishing yourself.
There's a lot of things that we have to fight right now. We have to fight our depression. We have to fight our struggles. We have to fight pain. And then go work.
I don't really think that everybody is depressed. Obviously, they're frustrated about something or the other, but I don't really think that everybody is depressed. Depression is a big thing if you talk about it. Depression actually makes you suicidal at a certain level, right? You've been there and you've been back, I know, but not everybody is there, right?
Yeah,
I've been suicidal for a little while. I'm gonna say it, but since I was in lockdown, I've already told you, I think, or didn't I?
I don't think you have.
Yeah. The thing is that in this lockdown, when I was at home, there was this phase that came when my dad was not talking to me. I don't know for what reason. Maybe because something that I did and he didn't like it, whatever. He stopped talking to me. He stopped paying any attention. Stopped giving a fuck about anything that I do. That point, I was really worried, man. Whatever the fuck I'm doing right now, like studying. At that time, I was studying like a fucking slave. Was trying my best, and I was studying everything: fluid mechanics, kinematics of machines, all those, everything, everything. I was studying everything, and also I was working on this podcast. Not on particularly on this podcast because I started it as an anime podcast, and I thought that I'm going to be talking about anime. But now I think that I'm going to be talking about anime and all this other stuff that I want to talk about as well, like this thing.
Basically.
Yeah, everything, basically everything, society and culture, right? Life, basically. Yeah. So after that, I changed the whole format and the genre and everything of the podcast. But at that point, I was working on this on an anime podcast and an audio only podcast, not a video podcast. Yeah. So at that point, at that time, there were a lot of things that were going on, but I was not able to focus on any of those things because I was in depression. My dad was not talking to me. He was not paying any attention. And it doesn't matter how much fucked up your relationship with your dad is. It doesn't matter. That guy stops talking to you. It's everything comes to a dead end because that is the person that you idolize. That is the person that you do everything for, right? So you're working your ass off to get him to a comfortable position that you don't have to work anymore. I can handle this from this.
You know, when I did this.
Let me complete. I'll get back to you. So I was depressed as hell at that time. And I was fucking getting suicidal. Like I was always thinking about dying. This world is not worth it and everything. And I was fucking suicidal at that point as well. And I was and even at certain times, I used to think that why am I thinking like this? My dad is not talking to me. That's the only thing. It can be solved just by a conversation. All I have to do is just go in front of him and I have to talk to him. I have to ask him what's wrong with, what the fuck is wrong? What did I do wrong? What did I do that you don't like and you're not talking to me? Not paying any attention to me. You don't give a fuck that what I do. What happened? But the thing is that you're not able to gather that courage to go and talk to him because he's your dad, right? Yeah. You'd still have that feeling when you were 5 years old and he used to fucking give you a slap and everything. Yeah, right. So that feeling resides. Yeah. So you cannot go in front of him and ask.
Boundary.
Yeah, that's kind of a boundary that you put.
You don't do that kind of closer to them.
Yeah, that's true. So at that point, I was fucking depressed. And I was being suicidal. And after that, when he started talking back to me and everything, I started getting normal and everything. And I told him about this podcast, but he doesn't know what it is all about. Yeah. The thing is that after from that point on, I was able to start this podcast. When he started talking to me back again, yes. That's when I came out of depression. That's when all the suicidal tendencies that I used to have just went away. Yeah, went away. That's the thing with depression. So depression is a big deal, bro. That is the first time that I felt depression.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Yeah, you were saying something.
See, when I was talking depressed, I was like, you said your father finally started talking back.
Yeah.
It faded away.
Yeah.
I'm still right there. I mean, it hasn't even been a month when I actually wrote a note.
Yeah. You told me about it. You told me about it.
It was kind of a voice note, 20 minutes long. I meant to send it to someone. I didn't do it. I didn't go with it. Fine. I came back. I thought maybe I had some hope left or something. Whatever. Fuck that shit. So, but that phase, you think it's like a graph. And you think one day you will reach the peak where the pain kind of stops and then goes down.
That is something else. I'm talking about depression.
I'm talking about the depression.
Depression doesn't go to a peak and it comes down after a while.
Yeah, that's what I found out.
It increases.
And every next day is worse than the last one.
Yes, exactly.
You learn to smile, but fuck that shit. You're still sad.
You're sad from inside. That's the thing. Mental health awareness is a big deal. People don't really know about
People
it.
don't really know about it. My mom keeps. It's been 6 months, yeah. My mom kept asking me, "Why are you crying? Why are you crying?" She didn't
Yeah.
knew what's going on with my life, and I couldn't tell her.
That's true. That happens.
I started fighting with people. I started fighting with my parents, my brothers, my friends.
Actually, one of my friends, he has been on this podcast.
Alright.
Yeah, and he's a psychology student. Aditya. Yeah, he wants to work in that field. He wants to work in the field of mental health awareness, because that is the field that is most less talked about. People don't really know that some people actually go through some
We
phases.
just found out in this country everything is less talked about. Awareness and mental health. And all they talk about is march and shit.
No, actually, we have created how do I put this? We have created a society which is going at a certain. The blueprint was created ages ago, and the society is still running on that.
Still
working on that blueprint, which is wrong. The society doesn't evolve. The society is not evolving. The mindset of the people are not evolving, and the problem is that the mindset is being transferred from the parents to their kids, and the kids are carrying it without having any conversation, without having any debate about it. That's also a problem, right? That's also problematic. Because if some student from our generation, let's say someone from our from these fellow students that we have, somebody is simping over corporate job, let's say corporate sector job, and he wants to get in a private company or somewhere, wants to do a fucking job, 9 to 5, whatever it is. I'm not saying doing a 9 to 5 job is wrong. I'm not saying
desk job thing is bad.
Yeah, whatever. Some people actually have that dream, actually kind of enjoy that, right? All they want to do is just fucking work.
And it's safe. No, it's not like fucking work. You go to the work in 9 in the morning, you come back at 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. All you have to do is
you have money.
All you have to do is just fucking work from 9 to 5, and after that, so relax, chill, right?
Relax, chill.
You don't have any homework. You don't have to work 18 hours a day. You don't have to fucking edit videos for like 3 a.m. in the night or whatever it is like that. Whatever I'm doing right now.
Go out with your wife, feed chocolates to your kids.
Yeah, that's
the money for
because
that.
my dad was in a 9 to 5 job, right? Yeah. He was a 9 to 5 job, and I know what was that life, what that life used to be like. It was really fun.
It's stable.
It was really, yeah, it was stable. It was fun. It was enjoyable, whatever it is. Like some people really want to do that, and at the same time they have the idea of what they're doing, right? It's not like they had no clue about their life. They had no clue about what they want to do, and they got into this field. Some people are there who really want to do those kind of jobs. Some people are there who really want to do those kind of jobs.
Somebody needs counseling. It's a sister kind of stuff.
Oh.
Her story is also really good.
Oh, so getting back.
Jobs. Yeah.
So there are people who really know what they're doing, and that's the thing that they want to do. But it's not the case with everyone.
Yeah.
It's not the case with everyone. People are getting into those fields and working for 9 to 5 jobs and everything. They're simping over those things, and that is being carried on and on from generation to generation. That is wrong. It used to be for government jobs. Now it's for corporate sector jobs.
Corporate sector jobs.
That's not right, man.
They don't teach.
Stop going into any field just because people are going in that field.
No, man, they don't teach you any stuff yet. They don't teach you how you're gonna figure out life. You have to do it on your own.
Actually,
I mean, it's not like impossible. There are people who have done it. We kept talking about them, and they are great people, but we couldn't do it. And maybe we
don't think we should be having any sort of counseling session, or let's say career counseling session, or let's say an awareness session in which they're going to teach us what are the things that we're going to study in future in higher educations, in schools.
You know what? They do it here. All those things that you're saying, they do it. But it's all a joke.
No, I'm talking about schools.
Schools, yeah, they should have done it in the schools.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was talking about.
And it should be a mandatory thing. It shouldn't be like once in a year thing or something like that. It should really be important. It should be compulsory.
Because if you want to get in the field of engineering, let's say, then you should know that what are the things that you're going to face once you get in an engineering college, right? What are the things that are going to be taught to you? Let's say not everything in details, but still, what are the things that you have to do in the end, right? And it shouldn't be like okay, let me tell you, the number of seats that we have and the seat system that we have,
Yeah.
that's also fucked up. In colleges, there are people who want to get in. Let's talk about medical field. Let's say somebody wants to work in the field of, like, somebody wants to study cardiology,
Alright.
wants to study about heart,
Uh-huh.
but he's not getting enough marks, so he has to study about bones or teeth, let's say, worst, right?
Maybe a
Somebody is
dentist.
there who doesn't really want. The thing is that they don't really know that what they really want.
You know what?
It's fucked up that you don't even know what you actually want to study. What is the thing that you're interested in?
That is somehow gonna end up happening, because if you ask the kids out there what branch you want, 90% of them are gonna say CS. You can't give 90% of them CS.
Okay,
So
okay.
you have to make an
Let me
entrance
tell you
exam.
something.
You have to
Let me
set a
tell you.
priority.
I know, I understand. But let me tell you something. What happens in universities like MIT, and that's the case with only MIT and nothing, no other university
No other
out there in the world. What you do is send credentials to those guys.
Okay.
Write an essay about yourself, about the specific topic that they ask you about, and write an essay about all those things. Give the credentials that you have, give the fields that you've already worked in, and without those, you're not allowed to get into the college,
Yes.
right? In the university, in the institute. And let's say you worked in a particular field. Let's say you worked on some machine,
Yeah.
on a motor vehicle or whatever it is. They're gonna give you mechanical. It completely depends. I'm not saying that they're going to give you mechanical, but they're going to figure out that
Parallel kind of.
yeah, it's a
that
fucking
field.
panel that figures out that what is the field that this student is going to be most optimal in, and they send you in that particular field, not on the basis of mark system, not on the basis of your first choice or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That is what should be inculcated in our curriculum as well, in our education system as well. That is something that we should learn from MIT.
Yeah, but basically, as you said, kids here are just good at physics, chemistry, and math.
That's fucked up, man, because the education system doesn't teach you anything else. Doesn't teach you anything else. There are certain subjects that you have to study, and you don't have any other option. There's nowhere else to go. That's the only thing that you can do. Like, let's say if you want, like, there are a lot of people who
One
are.
thing is that we're
Yeah.
sitting here blaming the system and everything. We know we are also responsible
Yeah,
for our life right now.
yeah, that's true.
More than the better half.
More than the better half,
Yeah, we are responsible for ourselves.
responsible.
Because there are people who were in the same position as us, but now they are way better than with that position that we are. They are happy with themselves.
They're way better.
More happy than
They're in a
ever
way
were.
better position, and they're not even. It's not like they fucking worked a million times than us.
Yeah, it's not. It's just
They figured stuff out
they're happy
at an early,
basically.
at an early age. At the same time, they had a better sincerity quotient than us. They had a better hardworking mentality than us. They had, like, how do I put this? Let's take two kids in consideration. One of them is really smart. It's a pretty old school thought, but it is applicable.
Yeah, right.
One of them is really smart, but he doesn't really pay a lot of attention in the classes, and he doesn't really want to, like, study and everything. Like, he's not creating awareness. He's not working on the field. He's not worried about what's going to happen in the future. And there's another kid. Let's say he's not really that smart. He's an average student or whatever, but at the same time, he's worried about what is going to happen in the future. How is he going to fit in the economic system of the world? And he starts figuring stuff out at an early age. He starts to read different books about stuff, about opportunities that are present, about he starts consuming all the content that is available and that is possible. And he actually gets to a better place. The other kid who was smarter than him is responsible for not being at a better place than the second kid.
For himself.
Yeah, for himself. Obviously, he is responsible.
For himself.
He's responsible for himself. He didn't actually do it. So you have to be, the thing is that you have to be worried about it at a young age as well. It's not that you,
Only
the late you get into the game, the more, how do you put, like, the far behind you're going to fall. That's it.
We are late. We are definitely late.
But the thing is that thing that I wanted to do it cannot be started at an early age. I don't really think that I could have been able to start a podcast at an
No,
early
of course,
age.
your work is okay, but I wanted to be an engineer.
But you wasted 2 years of your
Life.
life, 2 years of your engineering years, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're worried about right now. It's still not too late. That's what I'm telling you. Maybe you're not going to get into the game that early as someone who's of your age is going to enter. But still, if you're 2 years back from someone, 2 years later you're going to have the same opportunities or the same level of skills as he's having right now. If he's getting a job right now, you have this the opportunity to get a job 2 years later, 2 years from now. So it's not too late. All you have to do is just start working your ass off into that. You're getting my point, right?
Yeah, I'm getting your point.
So that's what you have to do. Just whatever thought process or whatever stream of thoughts that you have about anything, don't end it on a pessimistic tone. What's gonna happen is that you will see that it's a dead end and you've got nowhere to go. But the fact is there are multiple opportunities in front of you. All you have to do is just grab those things, grab those opportunities.
Yeah, sometimes you're not strong enough to grab things.
But you have to
I
become
have to
strong.
fight. I have to fight. I know.
You have to fight and you have to become strong enough. That's what happens.
Sometimes I feel like I know what. Cut that out. But man, whatever. No.
So man, it was a nice conversation, and we're gonna do more of this. Actually, I'm gonna do more of
Let's
this.
stop.
It's not just this thing that I want to talk about.
There's a lot more.
There are a lot more things. It's not just about let's say engineering stuff or the struggle that we're facing in life stuff. Some things about the society as well. Some things about that people generally don't talk about on
But I'm gonna
podcasts.
ask one more thing.
Yeah.
Let's give our listeners
Yeah,
conclusion.
listeners.
You know, like whatever we talked about.
Well, I don't really give a conclusion to them, but still, go on. I want to see what you've got.
All right. So basically, I'm scared for my future, which is okay. And I'm worried that I might end up trash. That was the whole topic of the conversation.
Yeah.
The trash in universities. I don't want any one of you out there to ever end up trash. And I want you to work. And as I said, as we have talked about, the system is not going to give you a lot of help. You have to go there yourself out there and see what are the opportunities, right? You have to work on. You have to know the things that you like. And even finding the things that you like is also a struggle. For that, also, you need to be aware. Go outside, do things, do stuff, and then you'll find out what you need to do.
And the conclusion from his perspective, the thing that he's saying, what I want to give is that if you're listening to this and you're young, let's say 18 years or 19 years of age, you've got plenty of opportunities. Start creating awareness. Start being aware. That's
Start
it.
being aware.
Start being aware of the things that you can do. Start being aware of yourself, your skills, your interests. At the same time, opportunities that are present to capitalize those interests. At the same time, if you're you've already passed that age, and if you're at our age or maybe older than us, it's not too late.
It's not too late.
It's not too late to get into that. It's not too late to get into that. All you have to do is just work a little harder, and the results are going to come a little bit late, but still you've got enough opportunity.
Hey guys, how do we look?
Fuck this, man. Okay, we're gonna end this.